Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I am working with this background. This is what I made yesterday for Sunday Night Mixed Media Backgrounds. I am super happy with it. I've also pulled out my kit. Now, did you forget I had a kit? Because I kind of forgot I had a kit with all the Christmas stuff. So I have this, so I'll be using this to scrapbook this layout. Not exactly sure what I'm actually scrapbooking yet, but we'll figure that out. And also, I neglected to open my advent calendar. So I've got the 10th and the 11th. Let's open the 10th here. So we're going to open this. And we'll see if this is something I can add to my December project or if this is something I could add to this layout right here. So definitely not this layout. It says in the wild. And then it has these great leafy things, which are fabulous to go underneath of flowers. And then today's, which is the 11th, is Just Go and a flare that says Happy Place. Ooh, that might fit there. I'll see what photos I have and see if I can add this to here. Probably not the Happy Place because this is brown and I don't want to bring in brown. Anyways, got my backgrounds, I've got an embellishment and my kit, so let's see what I can do. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get this layout started and finished. Real, right? So I know I'm going to use some of the paper. I've got a couple of scraps. I mean, go me. I'm using scraps because, you know, in the kit that had to happen. So I'm going to mat my photograph on this teal paper and just a little thin border. And then I'm going to go ahead and mat it on the yellow and teal and white paper as well. So I'm also picking things out of the little kit collection here. Probably could have picked a lot more things out and used a lot more things. But I felt like I needed to kind of keep my photo and my embellishment and title contained because I really wanted the background to shine through. Like I said, this feels like a little bit different of a background for me. I haven't played with the bright colors like this. It feels like in a while, like you might be saying, Sandy, you're psychotic, you play with bright colors all the time. But this just feels different to me. And scrapbooking for me is a very emotional process, right? Like it is, it's how it evokes thoughts and feelings in me. And I've discovered that in my life, there's a lot of things that I cannot articulate in such words, but they evoke feelings. So I was talking about this with my new boss today in regards to coffee tasting, right? Like there are people that can, you know, do the coffee tasting and they, you know, you sniff it first and then you slurp it. And there are people that are like, yeah, that's got notes of chocolate and, you know, I can, and pine and this and that. And I'm like, no, I don't know what that means. I can't tell you. Like my palate is not refined enough to be able to tell you. But I can tell you what feeling drinking that coffee evokes in me. Like I told my boss today, drinking the Thanksgiving blend, there is a piece of my soul that feels fulfilled when I drink the Thanksgiving blend. I can't tell you why. I can't tell you the notes of it. All I know is that when I drink Thanksgiving blend, it fills my soul, right? And she was like, that's great. Like you don't have to be able to tell that. Like I want you to be able to tell those kind of feelings. And the same thing with wine. Like I obviously like wine. And I can't tell you, oh yeah, on the back the tannins are this, or it's got a cranberry note, and like I can't taste that stuff. Like I can't tell you what it has. I can tell you if I like it. I can tell you where it hits my tongue. Like that's about as technical as I can get. But I can tell you that emotionally, or I can tell you that needs to be eaten with steak. This would be great with you know, the cream sauce. Like I can tell you how it makes me feel and what I want to eat with it. And I have said all of that junk just to tell you that this layout feels different to me. And I think a lot of the times we kind of play off our feelings when we scrapbook. I think a lot of the time we are so focused on, okay, am I following the design rules? Am I creating a visual triangle? Am I am I dividing my layout into thirds? Am I matching my colors? Am I pulling the colors from my photos? Like, there are so many design rules that we can get lost in that we forget about just scrapbooking for the fun of it and the enjoyment of it and how it makes us feel. And a lot of the times, if you approach your scrapbooking in that kind of direction, where you're like, I'm doing this for the fun, I'm doing this because I like it, I'm doing it because it's visually pleasing to my own, my own brain and my own eye, a lot of the times you end up following, in quotes, I wish you could see my fingers right now because I'm doing the air quote, you end up following the rules anyway. Because there are reasons, like it's a reason there's a visual triangle. It's a reason that those design rules are in place, because they are aesthetically pleasing, right? Like they just are. But to be able to scrapbook in a way that fills your heart and your soul is more important to me than aesthetically pleasing. It's been a couple years, but I had a layout that, the color scheme was just rocking and it was great. And it was, following design rules and then I just decided to pop on a strip of neon green paper for no other reason other than I felt like that layout needed some sort of, well, bam, in your face. Here's what it is. That's the easiest layout to like reference when I'm talking about this kind of stuff. And obviously it has stuck in my head because I thought, I've thought about it and talked about it for a couple years now. And I think it was pretty much back when I first started doing YouTube videos. So it's been a hot minute, but it made me feel good. It made me feel happy. It made my layout happy. There was this little unexpected little burst of color in there. And I liked it, right? Like I truly liked it. So all of this to say, scrapbook how you want to scrapbook. If you are a person that needs to follow the design rules to a T, and that's what makes you happy, then do it. If you are a person that kind of wants to explore, just kind of being emotionally led by your scrapbooking, then do it, right? Like, then do it. I've had a couple people ask me to teach a class on emotionally led scrapbooking, and I feel like the class would be short and sweet. Do what you want, right? Like, I'm not sure how to convert that into a class, other than doing what you want. Like, I could definitely go through and explain my thoughts and feelings of why I'm doing stuff, and the reason why it's making me happy. But that isn't giving you the freedom to do what you want. And I think sometimes all we need is that permission, right? Like, all you need is someone to say, do it however you want to do it. It doesn't matter, right? Like, it doesn't matter if you're following the latest and greatest. It doesn't matter if you're using the latest and greatest products. The only thing that matters is that you are getting enjoyment out of the scrapbooking. And I am getting hella enjoyment, you guys. Like, I am just living my best life. I kind of feel I know what I like to do. I like to branch out a little bit sometimes. I like to definitely like mixed media, definitely like stencils. I definitely like not filling my page with photos, which I used to scrapbook that way, and I loved it. Loved it when I scrapbooked that way, and I love the way I scrapbook now. So I think I'm kind of on my emotional soapbox rant. And that's okay. Sometimes talking about that makes me happy. Like my new boss, right? We had a connect, kind of get to know each other, kind of a little bit. And she was like, "Your scrapbooking is like amazing," and I'm like, "Yeah, like it's part of me. It's who I am. It's super important to me. It is a priority in my life." And she said that her mom used to scrapbook, and she remembers embossing, and she just thought it was the greatest thing in the world. I'm like, right? Embossing is magic. And she was like, yes, it is magic. So there was a connection there. And because I emphatically believe embossing powder is magical, I don't care that there's science behind it. I really don't. It's magic. Like, we had a moment together over that. And that is an emotional connection, and I love it. Love it. Anyway, guys, I am finally going to shut up. I hope you enjoyed this layout. I hope you enjoyed me running my mouth. If you have any thoughts, feelings, comments, questions, concerns about anything I talked about or anything I did on the layout, drop them down below. And thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again real soon for another video.